Stop pulling on the leash. Seriously, stop for a second. Look at what your dog is doing right now.
Huh?
Maybe they're nose deep in a patch of weeds, or let's be honest, enthusiastically sniffing another dog's rear end. It looks gross, it looks like a bad habit, but you are wrong. You're looking at a biological miracle, an instrument so precise it makes our most advanced medical technology look like a toy. While you're standing there checking your phone, your dog is reading a history book. They know who walked there, how long ago, if they were sick, and if they were stressed. They're decoding an invisible chemical world. Welcome back to Happy Tales. Today we're talking about the superpowers sleeping at the foot of your bed. Your best friend might just be the best doctor you will ever meet. If you want to understand the genius inside that wet nose, hit that subscribe button. Do it for the dog who knows you better than you know yourself. Let's decode the medical mystery of your dog. Chapter 1: The Olympic Pool. To understand your dog, we have to stop thinking like humans. Humans are visual. If we walk into a kitchen, we smell stew. Just one smell. Your dog doesn't smell stew. They smell the carrots, the beef, the onions, the pepper. They smell the exact moment the celery was added. They deconstruct the world into ingredients. This is because of their nasal design. We have about 6 million scent receptors. Your dog, up to 300 million. It isn't just about the number of receptors though, it's about the architecture. When you inhale, air just goes to your lungs. When a dog inhales, a tissue fold inside their nose separates the air. One path goes to breathing, the other goes strictly to analyzing scent. They hold that scent in a dedicated chamber, letting them analyze it even while they exhale. On top of that, they have a second nose, called the Jacobson's organ, located above the roof of their mouth. This organ doesn't just smell odors, it detects undetected pheromones and moisture-borne molecules. It's literally a bridge between smell and taste. But numbers are boring. Let's visualize it. Imagine an Olympic-sized swimming pool. It holds 660,000 gallons of water. Now imagine I take a single drop of blood and drop it in. If a specialized medical machine tested that water, it might struggle to find that one drop. Your dog? They could swim to the deep end and point to exactly where it landed. Scientists call this sensitivity parts per trillion. It means they can detect biological markers at concentrations as low as 0.001 parts per million. This radar is turned to volatile organic compounds, VOCs. Think of them like a chemical fingerprint. Every cell in your body produces waste. When you're healthy, your fingerprint looks one way, but when cancer cells start to grow, the factory changes. They burn energy differently. Suddenly, your chemical fingerprint shifts. You feel fine, but to your dog, you smell different. For a long time, we thought this was folklore. Then came 1989. Chapter 2: The Mole. It started with a letter to The Lancet. The year was 1989. A woman came to a clinic about a mole on her leg. She had ignored it for years, but her dog refused to. The dog, a Border Collie Doberman mix, was obsessed. Every day it would whine, nudge her, and even try to bite the mole off through her trousers. This wasn't behavior, it was panic. She finally went to the doctor. They removed the mole. It was a malignant melanoma tumor, deadly skin cancer. Because the dog refused to stop pestering her, they caught it early. The dog knew. This opened the floodgates. In 2013, a 75-year-old man had a rescue Alsatian that developed a bizarre obsession with licking behind the man's right ear. The man went to the doctor just to get the dog to stop. Doctors found an invasive malignant melanoma hidden there. The dog had smelled the cell change before the tumor was even visible. This led scientists to a massive question. Is this just luck? Or can we train dogs to be doctors? If you think a dog finding a mole is impressive, wait till you hear about the time a dog told a team of doctors they were wrong and the dog was right. Chapter 3: The False Positive. The year was 2004. Researchers were studying bladder cancer. They wanted to prove once and for all if dogs could smell cancer in urine. This was a double-blind study. No cheating, no cues. They set up a lineup. 1 sample from a cancer patient, 6 from healthy volunteers. The dogs were identifying the cancer correctly 41% of the time. Since chance is only 14%, they were performing 3 times better than guessing. But then a Cocker Spaniel named Tangle approached the lineup. Tangle walked past the cancer sample. He didn't sit, he kept walking. He stopped at one of the healthy control samples, and he sat down. The researchers were disappointed. They marked it as a false positive, a mistake. They assumed Tangle got confused. They finished the study, but they decided to check on that healthy volunteer just to be safe. They brought him back in for a scan. The doctors looked at the scan and their jaws hit the floor. There was a tumor on the volunteer's right kidney, a transitional cell carcinoma. The volunteer didn't know, the doctors didn't know, the researchers didn't know. Tangle knew. He ignored the bladder cancer because the kidney cancer signal was stronger. He hadn't made a mistake. He made a diagnosis modern medicine missed. Chapter 4. The Living Diagnostic. Since then, the research has exploded. Take ovarian cancer, the silent killer. In a recent study, trained giant schnauzers smelling blood plasma achieved 100% sensitivity. They didn't miss a single case. In lung cancer studies, dogs have achieved over 97% accuracy smelling breath. There is even a Japanese study where a black Labrador detected colorectal cancer smelling watery stool samples with 98% accuracy. She was as accurate as a colonoscopy without the invasive procedure. But how do we actually teach them this? You might imagine a strict laboratory with scientists in white coats, but the reality is much more playful. To the dog, detecting cancer isn't a medical procedure, it's a game. We use positive reinforcement. The dog learns that the specific smell of a cancerous cell is the key that unlocks their favorite reward, usually a tennis ball or a treat. They aren't worrying about the diagnosis, they're hunting for the prize. This drive is so strong that they can even screen for samples of C. difficile, a deadly hospital superbug, faster than laboratory tests simply because they want to win the game. It sounds like magic, but it's biology. These dogs were designed to track prey over miles of difficult terrain or smell a drop of blood in snow. They're simply applying that ancient wisdom to us. We are their pack now. Chapter 5. Should you panic? Now, you might be looking at your dog and remembering the time they sniffed your elbow for 5 minutes. You're thinking, does my dog know something I don't? Please don't panic. While every dog has the hardware, they don't have the vocabulary. Your golden might smell a change, but they don't know the word cancer. To them, it might just smell interesting. Also, your body chemistry changes constantly. Your dog can smell when your cortisol spikes from stress, they smell when your blood sugar drops, they smell when you're ovulating or sad. If your dog is clinging to you, it doesn't mean you're dying. It usually means they're doing their job, monitoring the pack leader. And speaking of stress, did you know your dog's anxiety might actually be written on their paws? We did a deep dive into why left-pawed dogs might be scientifically more prone to stress. If you haven't checked your dog's paws yet, click the card on the screen or the link in the description after this video to find out if your dog is a lefty. Chapter 6. The Retrieval. There is a beautiful irony here. We bred dogs to hunt birds and track deer, but evolution had a different plan. As we moved into cities, our dogs adapted. They repurposed that hunting instinct. They stopped tracking prey and started tracking us. They became experts in human behavior, emotion, and biology. So next time your dog greets you and buries their nose in your leg, don't push them away. Realize they're running a full diagnostic scan. They're checking your stress, they're checking your health. They're saying, I am here, I'm watching over you. You are safe. That is not just a pet. That is a guardian. Disclaimer, this video is for educational purposes only. Canine behavioral reactions are not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. If you have any health concerns, please consult a qualified healthcare professional. If this video made you want to hug your dog, hit that like button. Tell us in the comments, has your dog ever acted weird when you were sick? This has been Happy Tales. We'll see you and your amazing dog in the next one.